Very cool. And will we hear Facebook Live?
It's already on.
It's already on.
Yeah.
The word unmute.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening, council, staff, and anybody who is watching us tonight. Welcome to the Town Council meeting of January 24th, 2023. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting here in today in Kispootwick, one of the 7 districts of Mi'kma'ki, homeland of the Mi'kmaq people. We acknowledge the treaties of peace and friendship, and we thank the Mi'kmaq people for their generosity in sharing their homeland with us. We are all treaty people. So calls us to order, and could I have a motion to approve the agenda as received, please?
So moved. Is that a second?
Second, moved by Deputy Mayor Madeira Voss and seconded by Councillor Elliott. Are there any changes,
No
adjustments? Thank you. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Those are passed. And we have a plethora, it's my word for tonight, of minutes to approve. The first one, and if we can read the motion when we're moving it so that it's in the record, please. The first one, the public hearing meeting of December 20th, 2022.
I'll move.
Councillor Ingham,
I would move that the minutes of the public hearing on December the 20th, 2022 be approved as circulated.
thank you. And
Second.
Deputy Mayor Madeira Voss has seconded it. Are there any comments? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Those are passed. And a mover for the Town Council meeting of December 20th, 2022. Councillor Elliott.
Yeah, I would move that the minutes for the town council meeting of December 20th, 2022 be approved as circulated.
Thank you. And a seconder, please. Councillor McKay, thank you. Are there any errors or adjustments to those? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I was looking at the 2022 and I thought we're already in another year. All right. Then Town Council in camera meeting of December 20th, 2022. Councillor Elliott, your light's still on? Does that
Oh, I'm
mean you're
happy to do
happy
this.
to read that?
That's okay.
Yes.
I would move that the minutes of the town council in camera meeting of December 20, 2022 be approved as circulated.
The seconder, please. Deputy Mayor Madeira Voss. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Those are passed. Special Town Council meeting of December 21st, 2022.
I'll move.
Councillor Ingham.
I would move that the minutes of the special town council meeting of December 21st, 2022 be approved as circulated.
Thank you. And seconder, please.
I can second that.
Okay. Yes, we'll let Councillor Palmetier do that because that was his first council meeting. Are there any errors or omissions, changes? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's passed. And the public hearing meeting of January 17th, 2023, Deputy Mayor.
I move that the minutes of the public hearing on January 17th, 2023 be approved as circulated.
Yeah, and a seconder, Councillor Elliott. Are any errors or changes? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And those are passed. All right, comments from the mayor. First thing, we do have a proclamation that will be posted on the town's website. It's actually for February 6th, 2023, the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation. This is, we have passed this proclamation for a number of years and it will be so proclaimed again. And a few other comments. It's actually been a really, really busy month. Started with the first levy that I feel like I've said this before, but I think I wrote this because as I was writing this today, I thought I had mentioned this before. But again, thank you to Barb, who pulled it all together. Thank you to Acadia. It was lovely to be back in the garden room after 2 or 3 years not being there. Chantel Peng and her sisters again provided musical accompaniment, and I think the crowd was getting close to as big as it was pre-COVID, and it was a lovely day. And once again, everybody loved the chowder. On January 13th, I had the pleasure of visiting with our staff from across the pond who came as our ambassador to the curling club. There was a team visiting from Scotland, and Laura, you could probably tell me what town they were from,
They were from all different areas in Scotland.
but one was near where you came
Oh,
from,
one was
correct?
from Newtown.
Right. And
Really
when,
nothing to do.
but when Laura and they got talking, I couldn't understand a thing, but so they had secret language. This is the 122nd year for this invitational event, which is the Strathcona Cup. I understand there were three of the curlers, Wolfville curlers at the club, or there have been three generations of the same family. I don't know that they were all in the club when we were there who have participated in this event. So it was very nice. It was nice to meet the visiting team from Scotland. It was nice to be there with Laura, and it was nice to meet our local curlers. And I understand they had a great event. And as we headed towards the middle of the month, there was more good news. Both the town and Devour were recipients of very significant financial grants from the federal and provincial governments. For the town, it was for our water treatment plant, and obviously Devour was for their building. So that was fun. Probably the event that warmed my heart the most, however, Councillor Ingham and I joined a local team of Dr. Beverly Cassidy and our own Nick Samora, and a few other people whose names I will share momentarily, to watch the Alzheimer's Society of Canada's first annual presentation of Dementia Friendly Awards. You'll remember from, I think, from our CAO report earlier this month that there were four different categories, and each category had 4 teams. And our local Wolfville Memory Cafe was nominated for the Dementia Friendly Grassroots Program Award. So this evening, if the technology works, we have 2 videos. The first one is I think it's about a 4-minute long video from the Alzheimer's Association of Canada on dementia. There's a stat in this that is quite astounding. 500,000 Canadians, and so just do the math if we have about 40 million Canadians and 500,000 people at some stage of dementia, if we take it down to provincial and Wolfville size, that means there are approximately 80,000 people in the province and 400 people in our community. So it is a really serious and important thing. And I was very happy to be invited. I have been to a number of their memory cafes, and without further ado, I will say a bit more shortly, but we'll see if we can get the first video up.
As you hear about the amazing work happening across the country, you may be asking yourself, what is a dementia-friendly community? And what can I do to make my community more dementia-friendly?
We're now going to take a short break from our awards to play a quick animated video that explains the importance of building dementia-friendly communities and show some actions you can take to help people living with dementia feel supported and included.
Did you know that more than 500,000 Canadians, like me, live with dementia? Or that 1 in 5 Canadians care for someone who lives with dementia? Like me, many people living with dementia still live in our communities after we are diagnosed. It isn't always easy, though. Often, we feel left out and worried about how we'll be treated by others. Sometimes people just don't understand what dementia is and how it affects the brain, or know what to do if we forget something or get confused. So they seem frustrated or dismissive, and sometimes the places we'd like to go are just more difficult to get around. I once got lost trying to find the washrooms in a restaurant because of the loud music, poor lighting, and confusing signs. But it doesn't have to be like this. Everyone in the community can play a part in helping people living with dementia feel welcome and in creating accessible and inclusive spaces for everybody to enjoy. When our communities are dementia-friendly, people living with dementia feel less worried about how we will be treated and more confident about going out. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to live with dementia in your community or workplace? Is your community supportive, inclusive, and accessible for people living with dementia? Is it dementia-friendly in ways that let people stay engaged in community life? Would you recognize the signs that someone may be living with dementia and be able to offer the right type of support? Would you be comfortable talking to someone if you knew they were living with dementia? Would you know how to respond if someone seemed confused or had trouble expressing themselves? Are the businesses, organizations, and public spaces in your community designed so people can use them independently without getting disoriented, lost, or experiencing stigma because they are living with dementia? People living with dementia shouldn't have to work harder than everyone else to stay a part of the community. Wouldn't it be great if the neighborhoods and communities that we all share were dementia-friendly? Together with the Alzheimer's Society and community members like you, let's keep challenging the stereotypes and building a dementia-friendly Canada where everyone feels welcomed and supported. Take the first step and visit alzheimer.ca/dementia-friendly Canada to learn more about Dementia-Friendly Canada. You'll find lots of information, education, and resources to help you and your organization become more dementia-friendly members of your community.
So on the 15th, some of us joined the team, the local Wolfville team of Dr. Beverly Cassidy and Nick and Mary, who we all probably know because she's manager at Charts, and a shout out to Charts because they have given of their space pre-COVID anyways, and will again to for these monthly meetings. Elizabeth and Kevin and Dave. I only know them, some of them by their first names, but they were there, and they're certainly people that I see around the community a lot. And this next little video we saw, it was the first time that we saw this.
Hello, bonjour. My name is Beverly Cassidy, and I coordinate Memory Cafe Nova Scotia. Memory cafes promote inclusion and social well-being for persons with dementia, their families, and care partners. These welcoming social experiences are housed in community cafes across the province, including francophone cafes in our Acadian regions. Our team is a grassroots collaboration between municipalities, volunteers, artists, and healthcare providers like me. It's incredibly rewarding to see the smiles of our participants when they experience joy and connection together. And in quality assurance feedback, 100% of respondents reported that memory cafes improve their sense of well-being.
And the winner is Memory Cafe Nova Scotia.
Hello, I'm Kevin. I'm a host of the Memory Cafe. On behalf of our team, I would like to thank you for shining a light on persons living with dementia in rural communities.
Bonjour, toute l'équipe du Café Mémoire remercie la Société Alzheimer du Canada pour cette reconnaissance.
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm a Memory Cafe host and series designer. I'm also the manager of Charts Cafe in Wolfville, Nova Scotia, here on the Bay of Fundy. Charts Cafe was the site of the first Memory Cafe we started in Nova Scotia. The cafe events are always so much fun for everyone.
And I'm Elizabeth. I'm a musician, artist, and translator. I coordinate interactive art and music for the Memory Cafes. In Nova Scotia, musicians and artists are great natural resources, so no matter where you are in the province hosting a Memory Cafe, we can be sure there are amazing artists and musicians willing to turn Memory Cafes into kitchen parties. It's great to see all the smiles and toe tapping and even dancing.
I'm Nick. I'm the manager of community development for the town of Wolfville. Since 2019, my municipal colleagues across the province have been helping support the development of memory cafes in rural areas, including our Acadian regions. Our goal is to help build age-friendly communities where people feel included right across the lifespan. Memory cafes are great places to help people living with dementia feel welcome and stay connected.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I look after the Memory Cafe website, which is memorycafens.ca. Our site provides loads of free resources in both French and English to help you launch a memory cafe near you. We're here to help.
Thank you, and un grand merci from all of us at Memory Cafe Nova Scotia.
Congratulations to the Memory Cafe Nova Scotia team. It is great to see the work being done to reach people affected by dementia in rural and remote communities.
Having attended memory cafes myself, I can speak to the importance of creating spaces where people living with dementia can come together and build social connections.
Well, thank you to the technology team and I'm sure I speak for all of council when I say our heartfelt appreciation to that team. And I think Nick, through his connections with Recreation Nova Scotia, has been very instrumental in moving this initiative, which started in Wolfville across Nova Scotia. So that was a real good news day. All right. I don't see anybody in the gallery for public input. Is there anybody online? Are there any people online? So we will breeze right through public input. And yes.
Can I do another funding announcement that we got? That we are a part of?
Yes.
We're part of the Annapolis Valley Chamber Physician Recruitment Group. And they too were successful in their community fund application for healthcare recruitment and retention in the Annapolis Valley. And the funding comes from the Office of Healthcare Professional Recruitment. So this was the first year that this was offered through this new funding stream, and our group was successful.
Excellent, super. And I was remiss. I should remember to do this each time when I do my comments. Anybody else wish to make any announcements or points that we want to share? No, but no, I know it was, and I will ask that in the future. So thanks, Councilor McKay. All right, there are two motions from Committee of the Whole from January 10th. And the first one is the appointment of Councillor Palmer to committees. And may I have a mover of that, please, Deputy Mayor?
I would move the council approve the changes made to committee appointments as outlined in RFD 001-2023. I didn't have my light on.
Yes, please, if you would.
I would move the council approve the changes made to committee appointments as outlined in RFD 001-2023.
And a seconder for that, please, Councillor Elliott. Thank you. Are there any comments or discussions by council? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, so those are passed, and our new councillor is now populated on committees. Welcome. It's official. And the next one is RFD 033-2022, the Acadia Pool Operations Financial Request. Councillor McKay.
I would move the council approve $50,000 in support of the Acadia Pool operations for the 2022-23 fiscal year, and that an MOU be created to give appropriate access to community, and that usage statistics be collected over the 2023-24 fiscal year.
Thank you. And a seconder, please, Councillor Elliott. Thank you. Is there any discussion or comment on this item? All those in favor of the motion as read, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That is passed. Now we have 3 items of new business, and so will there be staff reports or just?
No, these are follow-up from the public hearing. So
Okay.
Devin is online
Oh,
if there's any
okay.
questions.
Okay, good. All right, so we can just go directly to the motions. We did have a public hearing last week. Was it last week? This week? No, last week. It's last week. On this item. Pardon? It was very recent. I don't know, this whole month has been a kind of a whirlwind of meetings, but I do believe it was last Tuesday. Yeah, okay, just a whole week ago. Would
Finance was
some-
on Thursday.
would somebody like, that's right, we had an all-day budget on
Yeah.
Thursday. What's Tuesday? Would somebody
Could we
like to
have it
move
through?
that? Yes, please.
I move the council approve the development agreement application to erect a digital marquee sign at Devour Studios, 360 Main Street, PID 552-78758 be approved.
Thank you. And the seconder, please. Councillor McKay, is there any discussion? I understand Director Lake is online. If we have any questions for him, any comments? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that's passed. And I guess Deputy Mayor, as the chair of PAC, you can move all of these motions.
Okay. I would move RFD 054-2022 land use bylaw text amendments, daycares and architectural drawings, second reading.
And the seconder for that, please. Councillor Elliott, any questions or comments of Director Lake?
Did I? Yeah.
Yep, you still. You got that, but there's still one to go.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't sure it was the same. I was misreading it. Okay.
I just wanted to note that Councillor Palmer wasn't on council for this one and wasn't at the public hearing, so will not vote on this one or the next one, just for clarity. Folks notice that he's not voting.
Right, thank you. Again, any questions or comments or questions of Director Lake? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye, opposed. And the final one.
So I should have read this part as well.
Oh, I see.
For the previous one. That's what I was confused because on my other page.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me
So
to
how
read
do we
it?
do? Do we do it
The
again?
council gives second reading to the amendments.
You read the second reading to the amendments for anyone here.
Right.
Correct, so then there's another.
She didn't read them. She read the
I
title.
read the title.
Let's,
Okay, so, okay, it's a little longer. Okay, so I would move the council give second reading to the amendments to the land use bylaw to enable daycares in the I-1, I-2 and C-3 zones as of right, and in the R-3 and R-4 by site plan approval, and to amend the requirements for architectural plans for site plan approval applications as outlined in the resolution.
I would note that I believe you said and C-3 zones as of right, but that is C-2 zones. as of
Sorry,
right.
as C-3 zones.
Two.
Two.
Are we-
We will get it right.
Is that good? Do you think that's sufficient? Okay, thank you. We won't have to
Okay.
vote again. And
And I would do
final
number
one.
3.
yes,
Which, and I won't read the title, I'll
Right.
just read the motion. That council gives second reading to the amendment to the land use bylaw zoning map to change the zoning for 120 Highland Avenue, PID 55271563 from R3 medium density residential to I1 institutional general as outlined in the resolution.
thank you. And a seconder for that, please. Thank you, Councillor Ingham. Are there any questions of Director Lake or any comments on that? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, that's passed. And I believe that brings
That's
us
it.
to the last motion, being a motion to adjourn. Would you like to move that we adjourn?
I will move that we adjourn.
Thank you. Seconder? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, members of council. That was one of our shorter